And then you could do a number of things with cybersecurity and quantum. Samsung Galaxy quantum phones use ID Quantique's quantum random number generators, and it's the most secure phone in the planet. So they claim. Now, there's different aspects of quantum mechanics that you could utilize in sensing, and all the way up, we keep talking about superconducting qubits, which is what IBM's focusing on, but also has the most error, right? So we want high fidelity, low error, high number of qubits, these types of things. So I was once told the truth is somewhere in the middle, and that seems where ion trap is kind of at as far as performance, that, people like to use it. It's got good performance, but it doesn't have too much error, like compared to some of the other technologies. Many experts believe that 3 or 4 of these 9 quantum hardware technologies will make it to the market, but not all of them. And that, like we've been talking about over and over with hybrids, not only in HPC, high performance computing, but in your laptops, in your cell phones, and many things already use quantum, such as lasers and MRI, like technically, based on quantum mechanics. But true quantum computing with, qubits, and we want exponential power based on these algorithms, these types of things are still developing. Any other last questions? I saw Austin kind of came in at the later here too. If not, the chat is open. So if you want to download. I
just put a paper in on quantum security that we published a couple of weeks ago. I guess a final comment, I think it was you, right, Kevin, who asked about the National Science Foundation earlier. Whenever we talk to government official, no matter what branch it is, they are much more consumed with quantum sensing, quantum communications, quantum security than quantum computing. And they are more consumed with quantum computing than probably anyone in the private sector. So just to say that these other quantum technologies are potentially much more important than quantum computing, at least until we reach this fault-tolerant regime, whenever we do.
Yeah, and when people tend to say, like, you can never do big data with quantum, like I was talking, I think Elias, he was on last week, he was saying, oh, that's possible that we could do quantum sensing. Now, keep in mind, it's just like, when I hear those statements, I'm always like, oh, okay, yeah, because they look at a quantum computer today, and it's just like, yeah, you can only do things, you can't do large amounts of data all at the same time, right? But there's always workarounds and technology. So I would say to everybody, have a really optimistic view of it. Be aware that there is stuff that's like, oh, okay, it's ready today or whatever. But, just specific applications for annealing maybe. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance, you can download the chat. You just open up the chat, click on the triple dot, and then you can download it. I put in a little preview of André, so it kind of features him with his, we didn't get to talk much about your consulting firm.
That's all right.
Why don't you give a plug, and then we could end it there.
Thank you, appreciate it. So OneQuantum I talked about, which is a really awesome community. If you're looking to get into quantum, really anywhere in the world, again, well over 20 chapters. And then we have not a consulting firm, but a business intelligence firm, Interference Advisors, where we collect all of this data. And then work with the government, with investors, with users, helping them try to make sense of this quantum mess. So if you need anything, reach out. I put my personal website in the chat here.
Yeah, and definitely, I don't know if you have a quick minute just to post like kind of your next talks. Now his panels that he's in, I looked at one of the pages and I was like, wow, there's so many websites that you're involved with. But actually, Doug Hill and David Shaw have been speakers before. And that would have been a quantum computing report on Doug Fink's website right there. So everything's kind of come full circle, 36 episodes later.
Indeed, and hopefully that's where we'll end up in a few years, right? Yeah. The best is to check me out on my newsletter. I'll put that in, and then we'll leave everybody alone. Substack.com. Here you go. I try to publish every 2 weeks, and There you have the news on all of our data, all of our communities, and my 2 cents on whatever is happening, as well as links to all the videos, newsletters, and whatever else is happening.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. One of our bigger discussions that we've had, a good number of participants. I hope everybody had fun.